Have you ever wondered if your person's higher self were to give you a message, what that message would be? Hi, I'm Teja Priyadarshini, founder for Akashic Center for Healing, and I help people have more ease and joy in their lives by removing energy blocks or limiting beliefs that do not serve their highest purpose. Today, I have another pick a card reading for you. I know it's been a few weeks since I've done a pick a card reading, but this pick a card reading is about that one special person in your life. This person you have a relationship with, or you're romantically involved with, or are madly, deeply, and wildly in love with them. This person has a higher self. I mean, all of us have, right? But if you want to know what is actually happening in your person's mind, it's best to ask their higher self. And today I have 4 groups of cards for you, which you can choose from in order to know what your person's higher self wants you to know about them. Isn't that crazy? But it works, and it works beautifully. So I'm not going to delay it any longer. Let's jump right into the video. I'm going to put up a shot now of the 4 groups that I have for you today. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. You know the drill. Close your eyes and let your intuition guide you. You may pause the video to make an informed, guided choice. And once your choice is made, we can then continue. Before we start, I want you to know that these are general readings. They do not have personal information about anybody. If you want a personal one-on-one reading, all the details of how to get in touch with me are in the description box below, along with my contact details and my website. So that is how you can reach me, all right? And these readings may not resonate with everybody. So whatever resonates with you, take that information and you can leave the rest and continue with the video. If this is not your group, if this group does not resonate with you, please feel free to choose another group or check out one of my other videos in the playlist so that you may get your information one way or the other. So let's start. Hello to all my phoenixes who have chosen group number 1. Let's see what your cards are today. You've got the 6 of Swords, the Daughter of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, Uriel and the Sphinx, and Lord Ganesha. Well, right off the bat, let me tell you that your person's higher self wants you to know that right now they are in a very difficult situation with regards to work, because what I'm seeing here is, do you see this mountain? He or she, your person basically has a mountain that he needs to achieve or she needs to achieve, and they have like really high goals, or they have really put themselves up in a challenging situation where they need to complete all the tasks at hand, and they are refusing to take on help from anybody, because when the 3 of Pentacles shows up, it basically talks about teamwork and asking people for help. And it's also talking about doing the due diligence. That means this person has their nose in their work, and it's all they are ever thinking about. And this is kind of putting a strain on your relationship, to be honest. And when the Daughter of Wands shows up, it says that your person is a very free-spirited soul who's very witty, who's very creative, who's basically a little stubborn as well. They don't like to listen to anyone else's opinion, so it gets a little difficult for them to accept help when it's coming their way. And when you got the 6 of Swords, it's talking about surpassing a difficult time, because on top of this card, I don't know if you can see it, there's a beautiful rainbow. So even though it looks very dark and dreary at the bottom of the card, there are good times in the future which this person you're interested in is reaching for. So this card also talks about, not being able to overcome challenges on their own and feeling overwhelmed and needing a break from everything that's going on. So if this is your person, you need to ask them to take a break. I mean, we can't go on a holiday or a short trip because of all the lockdown and the pandemic that's happening at the moment, but they can take a break. Sorry, just 1 second. Let me have a sip of my tea. And the Three of Pentacles is telling me that there are people who are working along with him or her and they are willing to help, because when Uriel and the Sphinx shows up, it's also saying that your person is very determined. They're very set in their ways. They are courageous, because the Sphinx is symbolized with the head of a man and a body of a lion. So it's talking about strength and courage, which they have. But they need to accept the help of this one person. You see Uriel standing and facing the Sphinx here. So there is somebody who can really help them out. It could be you, it could be somebody they're working with, but there is someone who is either already in their lives right now and willing to help them out with all of these challenging times, or there is someone who's going to come into their life very, very soon who will do the same. So they need to accept the help in order for them to grow. And because of all of this happening, in your person's life, they are not able to concentrate on the relationship with you. They are distracted, they don't have the time, they're exhausted, they're tired, they're irritable, and this is causing a lot of strain between the two of you. But your person's higher self wants you to know to be patient, to be kind, and to allow them that space in order for them to come out and, get to that rainbow stage where they are more relaxed because they've taken the help and they are able to overcome their obstacles. Because when Ganesha shows up, guys, if you are an Indian, you know the importance of Lord Ganesha. He is the destroyer of all obstacles, and he is trying to tell you that all of these obstacles are right now in your person's mind. Your person has this capacity to overthink every small detail or kind of micromanage everything that's happening instead of, letting them trust the other person to finish the job for them. They want to micromanage it. They want to know if they can add more value to that. So it is something that your person is creating within their minds, and that is what is actually causing them a lot of difficulties. So if they accept the help, then all of these obstacles are going to disappear, because your person has divine guidance. They are being guided by a divine power which is taking care of all of their obstacles and all of their challenges. All they need to do is to accept the help. I'm so sorry that I'm clearing my throat so much. I've been talking non-stop since morning. I've been having a lot of back-to-back sessions, hence the tea. But yes, so Ganesha is going to make sure that your person's journey is going to be smooth and effortless. But the main message that the higher self of your person wants to give to you is that to allow them that space, to allow them to just figure out whatever it is. So probably have a talk with them, tell them this is how you're feeling and that you understand their situation and that you're going to, move away or kind of give them their space, and that they can come and find you when they're ready, so that it's not going to bother you and it's not going to cause you stress, and you are in control of the situation. So you are putting the ball back in their court and saying, you know what? I have decided that you need the space to finish whatever work you are in, because the only energy I'm strongly picking up on is that your person is involved in a lot of work, and that is what is showing up. For very, very few of you, it could be another person, because you've got the Three of Pentacles here. It could be another person in their life who's taking up more of their time. It could be a sick family member, or it could be a family situation, or it could be that they're trying to get out of a family obligation, like probably a marriage or a relationship, to be with you. So it's causing them a lot of stress and a lot of strain and struggle, and it's a very difficult time for them right now. So all they need is a little bit of TLC, tender loving care from you. So you need to be patient. You need to give them that space. You need to give them all your love, and they will come right back. But for now, that is the message that your person's higher self wants to give to you. If you like the reading, do leave me a comment below. If you want a one-on-one session, all the details are in the description box below. Give me a like, a thumbs up, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you again in another video next week. Hello to all my Phoenixes who've chosen group number 2. Let's see what your cards are. So you've got the Lookout in the reverse. It's number 17. It's one of the major arcana cards in the Akashic Tarot deck. You've got the Son of Cups or the Knight of Cups. Then you've got Ace of Pentacles. And then you've got the Hanged Man. Your cards are flying today. Even when I was shuffling your cards, they just kept flying out of the deck. Then you've got Krishna from the Yogic Paths deck. So your person's higher self, what do they want you to know? Basically, your person has gone through a difficult time and they have just come out of it. And it's indicating a loss of a job, or a loss of a relationship or something. They've had a difficult time being in that relationship or in that job, and it looks like you have been helping them through this difficult time. And now that this card, the Lookout, has come in the reverse, let me show you how it looks in the upright. There is a guy on the top. It's called the crow's nest of the ship, where he's standing and trying to look out to see if there's anybody coming to rescue. And this fire all around the ship. So it's basically they're in the middle of battle, but this has come reverse. So that means the battle is now waging on without your person's presence in it. So if your person was in a difficult situation at work or at home or in any relationship, then that relationship no longer requires his presence. So he's kind of been discarded, in a good way, out of that particular position. So he's feeling, or she's feeling, very, very relieved at that moment, in this moment, that they're not required to be in battle any longer and that they can come out of it. But the good news is, this card is also telling your person that there are beautiful things in the future, and they're all coming to him, because, with the Knight of Cups, it's talking about your person being, very full of ideas and passion, and a very creative person, basically, who's very artsy and he's got an artistic trend, kind of a personality, if I should say. So your person is now kind of feeling a bit rejected or dejected, or feeling sad about exiting this said situation. Even though it comes as a relief, it's leaving a bad taste, and he or she is now kind of withdrawn, has become more secretive, is kind of not interacting with people, and that is kind of causing you a little bit of trouble. You want to know what's happening in their mind. You want them to open up and tell you how they're feeling. But your person doesn't want to do that. They just want to be left on their own. They just want to kind of recoup from whatever's happened. And I think you need to give them the time to do that, because right now, when you get the Hanged Man, right, your person is looking at things from different perspectives. They're looking at whatever's happened. They're analyzing it. They're seeing why it happened and why it had to happen in a certain way. And with the Ace of Pentacles showing up, they may be thinking of making an offer, or they may be getting an offer. So if you are the masculine in this particular reading, then you may be, wanting to come forward and make an offer. And if they are the masculine, if your person is the masculine energy, so when I say masculine, it can be a man or woman as well, whoever is dominant in the relationship, they may come forward and make an offer. It could be an offer of a relationship, could be a job offer, it could be a partnership of some sort, it could be a romantic partnership as well. Because when Krishna shows up, right, he's the god of love, right? I mean, in India, Krishna is worshipped as being the flamboyant god of love who seduced so many gopikas in his lifetime. But it is also talking about pure, unconditional, divine love. And in his phase right now, in this phase your person is, they are thinking about all of those people who stood by them with great love. And when Krishna shows up, it is, they're realizing that the ones who really matter to them have always stood by them, but those who were, kind of on the fence about things, left when situations got really, really bad and out of control. So now your person may be wanting to make an attempt at a proposal of some kinds. I'm not saying it has to be a proposal of marriage. It could be any kind of proposal. It could be a proposal of love or professing their love, perhaps to you and or someone they love really. And when Krishna shows up, it is about spiritual love. So this love that they feel for you is beyond what we call, the new age conventional kind of love. It's very spiritual in its nature. It's very unconditional, need not be romantic. It could just be pure love without any agendas attached to it, nothing. Like, it's just pure unconditional love, like gratitude, for being there, for supporting them during this difficult time. And their higher self wants you to know that even though things didn't work out the way it did for them personally, it is going to work out with the two of you eventually in the future. Because I am seeing that your person is very, very creative. So they may find avenues of kind of coming out of the situation, whatever it is. If it is the loss of a job or loss of a relationship, there is some sort of a loss that has happened in the recent past and they're trying to overcome it. So you need to give them some time to recoup and readjust to the new reality. And the Hanged Man is telling us that they're feeling stuck in that situation right now. They feel like they can't move on. They can't move forward, especially like the guys are telling me that it could probably be with regards to somebody they might have lost during the recent times, and the grief is too much for them to move forward. So you need to allow them time to heal, allow them time to come out of whatever it is that they're feeling in order to move forward. But an offer of some sort is coming your person's way, which will change things for the both of you. Either you will be making that offer or they will be making that offer. But definitely there's a lot of love in this connection. And your higher self wants, their higher self, your person's higher self wants you to know, to give it some time, because they will come around. And with Krishna here, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of spiritual love. It could be a cosmic connection that you're experiencing with this person. It could be a soulmate kind of a connection, or a twin soul, or a karmic connection. But whatever this connection is, sorry, let me just have a quick sip of my tea. And yeah, so whatever connection that you may have with this person, it is definitely a very strong bond. It's not something that you can take matter-of-factly saying, oh, he's lost his job, so let me leave him. It's not that kind. It's like, I'm going to stick by you no matter what, like ups and downs in life, I'm going to be there for you. It's that kind of a connection. So you need to allow them to heal from whatever it is that is going on in their lives right now, in order for them to find their way back to you. If this message resonated with you, do leave me a comment below so that I know these messages are reaching out to you. And if you need a one-on-one session, all of my details are in the description box below. Do get in touch with me. You can just have a casual chat with me as well. I would love that. And if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification button to get all of my pick a card readings and other videos that I put up. And I'll see you again in another video next week. Until then, bye-bye. Hello to all my phoenixes who've chosen group number 3. Let's see what your cards are. You've got One of Keys, the Architect in the reverse. You've got the Four of Cups. You've got the Four of Swords. There are 2 fours here in your reading. You've got the Five of Pentacles. And you've got Tantra from the Yogic Path Oracle deck. Well, these are difficult cards. So I might have to give you a trigger warning before I do the reading, because whatever resonates with you, take that much. But if it does not resonate with you, then pick another group, because what these cards are telling me is that your person is going through a very, very difficult time at this moment. There's loss, there's grief, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of topsy-turvy happening with his world or her world, because when the Architect comes in the reverse, it's talking about all of the plans that were made by a person have gone down the drain, or it's not been successful, or because of the pandemic, or the losses that your person may have incurred, that whatever they were planning is not happening at the moment, and that is causing a lot of disappointment for your person. And this is also showing with the other cards, and that is why I'm emphasizing that this could be a trigger, emotional trigger, because with the Five of Pentacles, it's talking about grief, it's talking about loss. It could be they might have lost a family member because of the recent pandemic, or they might have lost a lot of money with investing in something, or they might have lost a job that is, taking care of their household, and they feel like there are so many things weighing on their mind. With the Four of Swords, if you see, there's a lamp sitting here, but there are 4 swords right on top of the head, waiting to drop into the lamp. So it's almost like he feels or she feels overburdened by the current situation in their life, and they're on that brink. They are like, what am I going to do now? Like, I have nothing to show for, I have nothing to fend myself with. And the Four of Cups also indicates that even though things may look normal on the outside, like there's not somebody who would talk about things or their feelings or what's happening with them right now, so it might look very normal for outsiders. Outsiders would be like, they're having a good life, but in reality they're going through a lot of loss, they're going through discontentment, they're going through a lot of disharmony, they are in anxiety and stress all of the time. They're unable to see a way forward, So the message that your person's higher self is trying to give to you is to help them in some way if you can, because they're not somebody who will probably receive help. I mean, I'm seeing some sort of a pattern here with the other groups as well, because there's a lot of loss and grief coming up for a lot of people, and in your particular reading, it is talking about a greater loss than the previous 2 readings. And with all of the plans going down the drain, I'm getting this feeling that your person might have invested a lot of money in something, and now it's all kind of gone, and they don't know what to do to get that money back or to revive whatever it is that they have invested in. And they may have also multiply lost other things in life, not just work or to do with their finances, but they might have lost a loved one, or they might have, kind of had sickness of some sort, or they're going through a sickness of some sort, and they're in a very difficult situation right now. And the Four of Swords is making everything even worse, because it is like they're reminded now of all of the debts that they owe people, and all of the money that they owe people, and all of the things that they're supposed to do, and all of the bills so it's like, at this moment in their mind, it's like a war zone. They are completely feeling attacked. They're feeling like life is kind of bringing them down, that they're not being able to do what they're supposed to do. And it's really causing them great deal of stress and anxiety. But when this card shows up, right, Tantra, this is beautiful, beautiful energy. At this moment, when all of this is happening, your person's higher self wants you to know that this is a trigger for them to go inwards and to examine themselves and to understand that everything they're seeking is within themselves. The card Tantra shows that their masculine and feminine energies, you see a man and a woman here, but the masculine and the feminine, when I'm saying masculine, feminine, I'm not talking about just any masculine and feminine. I'm talking about the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy within all of us. We all have this, right? Your person especially needs to balance it out or to bring it out. They need to be more practical and think more practically like the divine masculine here, but they also need to think creatively like the divine feminine here. So they need to get themselves out of the situation by only going inward and analyzing where they may have gone wrong and to see what they can do creatively now to come out of the situation, because there is always a way out. All right. And this card is saying that they're just being triggered into a spiritual awakening. They are finding their true spiritual nature and they're able to, go in deeper and realize the greater truths about life. And this is brilliant because with all of this happening, with all of this chaos in their life, with all of this stress and anxiety, they're still able to, at moments, go into themselves and realize that they have to do something to change this. And the only way they can do that is through meditation, which would, reduce the stress of whatever is happening in their life. But also, it would take them into a deeper state to understand more about themselves and their situation and to find creative and logical ways of coming out of it. This is a union of the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies within one's own self. And this is also a card that is a trigger for ascension. So your person may be spiritually triggered and they're going through the dark night of their soul in order for them to crawl out towards the light. Now is the time that your person needs to make that choice, whether to choose light or to choose darkness, because the situation they're in right now is very, very bleak. They are feeling like there is no way out of it, but the higher self is telling you to remind them that there is always a way out and they can always choose the light. And if you can't do that for them, for whatever reason, the message that the higher self wants to give to you is to allow them to make that choice, because everyone needs to choose for themselves, right? Everyone is on their own individual journey. And by choosing whatever it is that they want in life, whether they want to choose the light or the darkness, it's completely up to them. You need to be as supportive as you can if you are attached to them, like if you are their spouse or partner. But ultimately, you have to make your choice as well, whether you want to have them in your life or you want to let them go because it does not align with your soul's highest purpose or your own individual journey. This is a very difficult reading to do because, there's a lot of emotion that's coming up. I'm feeling very, triggered by this reading, as well, because it's making me feel like there is so much going on in your person's life that they're unable to see the light itself. They're sitting in a dark corner, all curled up, and they're trying to fight the entire world by themselves. And you are so concerned for them, you want to help them, but they're not willing to take the, helping hand that you're offering them. So you need to allow them to choose what it is they want, because ultimately it's their choice. And then you need to then make a choice whether this is what you want in your life or you want to, move on from this. Because if they've chosen light and it aligns with your path, great, like go ahead together. But if it doesn't, this is a time to make the most difficult choice. And your person's higher self wants you to decide what is in your highest and best interest, as this person you're interested in will decide for him or herself. I hope this message resonates with you. Sending lots of love and light to this particular person you are asking about today, because they're in a very difficult situation, and I'm sending them a lot of love and light. If this message resonated with you, do leave me a comment below. If you want to have a one-on-one session, all the details are in the description box below. Give me a like, thumbs up, share it with your friends and family if you like the video. And if you haven't subscribed, do consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification button to receive more videos from my channel. I'll see you again in another video next week. Until then, have a lovely week ahead. Hello, my Phoenixes, all of you who have chosen group number 4. Let's see what your cards are. Sorry about my throat. I've been speaking non-stop since morning. I've had a lot of sessions today, so it's a bit like stuck. But anyway, you've got number 14 from the Akashic Tarot, which says Initiation and Count Saint Germain. It's one of the major arcana cards. And what is special about your group is that you've got not just one major arcana, but you've got 3. Which means this message is very, very powerful, and the guides want you to pay super close attention to this. So you've got Initiation and Count Saint Germain from the Akashic Tarot, which is card number 14. Then you've got the Two of Cups, which is a beautiful card from the Wild Unknown Tarot. Then you've got the card Judgment, which is also a major arcana card. And then you've got the Hermit, another major arcana card. And then from the Yogic Path, you've got Satya. It's a beautiful card. I don't know if you can see it that clearly. But yep, so good news. I mean, all these cards are talking about positivity and positive change and, things moving in a spiritually heightened way, So your person is a very spiritual person, and the connection that the two of you have seems to be very, very spiritual, because when this card shows up, right, it is talking about being initiated into heightened spiritual growth. So this is saying that now you are communing with, your guides and angels in order to move forward more positively. And there's a lot of spiritual growth happening with your relationship with your person. And I'm also saying that whatever issues that you may have had during the last few months or during the pandemic, they're all kind of disappearing, and good times are ahead of you. With the Hermit card, it almost feels like, you have withdrawn into a shell. Your person has withdrawn into their shell and have been trying to analyze and kind of see what it is that is happening in their life, but in a good way, right? In our society now, being a hermit is a good thing. Staying at home, locking ourselves up, and doing the whole social distancing is very, very good. But with this whole time that they've had in this period of lockdown and staying at home, they have realized, or, they have kind of judged themselves for what this relationship with you is. And when the Judgment card shows up, it is not a bad thing. It's not like they're trying to judge you and, decide what is good or bad in this whole relationship. But it is basically taking flight. I mean, I don't know if you can see that bird. It's too bright, I guess. Let me just try and get it close. Nope, you can't see the bird. But there is a bird on the top here, which is, a white bird flying above all of the rest of these black birds. And what this card is saying is that you are taking off. This relationship with your person is taking off to greater heights. Like, it's going higher. And with the Two of Cups, guys, it's all about love. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of commitment. There's a lot of overflowing of emotion here. It's almost like your person, your person's higher self has this message for you. They're saying to me that your person has suddenly realized how much you mean to them and how much of love they have for you in their hearts and how they want to be with you in union, and that now they are deciding to come forward and openly express their feelings and to tell you how much you mean to them, and to probably take it into a committed relationship if you're not already in one. And if you are in a committed relationship, there is so much spiritual growth happening with you guys. It's amazing, it's phenomenal. And then you've got the card Satya, which is basically asking you to seek the truth. And the truth of this entire thing is that there is so much of love. There is no confusion whatsoever about wanting to be with you. They want to come forward and express themselves to tell you everything that they have for you in their hearts. And both of you together are going to follow this path of truth. Like, there may have been times in the past where you all hid feelings from each other, probably. The both of you, it's not just your person, but the both of you might have not fully expressed yourselves to each other. But what this is telling me is that now you are able to do that more freely and more openly. And this is definitely a spiritual connection. So this person you're asking about today is a soulmate or a twin flame, but it is definitely a soul connection, because there's a lot of spirituality in this card. The vibe is high. I mean, the whole reading is telling me that they are so positive and they're like, now is the time to do this and let's go for it. And that's the kind of energy I'm getting. So the higher self of your person is trying to probably kind of warn you, saying that they may come on like full throttle and it might take you by surprise. So they want you to know that they have lots and lots of love for you. They're coming out of their shell right now in order to probably propose to you, or kind of take it to the next level. And the two of you are spiritual people. You're spiritually inclined. You probably meditate together or you talk about spirituality a lot. And they have now decided with this Judgment card to take it to the next level. They want to fly high with you, and they are coming. They're really coming really soon. If they're not in the same place, then they're coming to you really soon. But it's a beautiful, beautiful reading. I mean, the first three readings have been a little tricky in terms that, not all news was good news. But this one, every card, I'm so surprised. Every card is talking about a beautiful future, a beautiful loving future, and spiritual growth. Like, you guys are growing phenomenally together. It's almost like having each other in your lives is what is triggering your growth. Like, when you get into certain relationships, right? And when you're with the wrong people, especially, it kind of takes a lot from you. It kind of drains you, makes you feel exhausted, makes you feel, like you don't want to do anything, demotivated and things like that. But not with you guys. It's like, each other's presence in your lives is causing you to be more active, more procreative, more, everything more, you're like going for it. You're more motivated. You're more, willing to, overcome your challenges. There is this sense of positiveness in this relationship, and the both of you know it. Like, this is it. Like, this is the end game. You know that you're not going to be with anybody else but this person. That's the feeling that I'm getting with your reading, because, wow, I mean, your cards are really beautiful, guys, and I'm so happy that I can end this reading with these beautiful cards. Especially the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is talking about so much of love overflowing, and look at that, like, the old style Indian Indian movie, two roses kissing. But it's beautiful. It's talking about a lot of romance. It's talking about a lot of love, and your person is coming out of their shell. They want to take you higher. They want to make a commitment with you. There's also spiritual growth and ascension, which is kind of surpassing everyone and everything. It's like when the two of you are around, nobody else matters. It's just the two of you. And with this card, Satya, right? Satya is basically a follower of truth. It's telling you to follow the truth, be truthful to each other, and live your life with truth, and everything is going to start flowing more easily and more smoothly, and it's just beautiful. You guys, I'm so happy for you. And if this message resonated with you, do leave me a comment below. If you want a one-on-one personal reading with me, then all the details are in the description box below. If you like the video, do hit the like button, subscribe to it if you haven't already, and hit the notification button so that you can receive all of my videos. I'll see you guys again in another video next week. Until then, have a wonderful, beautiful week ahead, and take care. Stay at home, be safe, because it's chaotic outside. Alright, I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.